Iberia 32 Kilo Papa, you just departed without clearance, and I have no flight plan for you, sir.
Oh, nice. Do it again. Hello everybody, welcome to Chaz Dracot Media and welcome to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator. We're on the ground here at Barcelona where we should have ended up in the last episode, which was this one, and obviously as you saw it didn't go to plan. I'm in a bit of a rush today, so what I'm doing is doing the sort of return leg. I've got scenery now at Barcelona, as I mentioned. I bought this last time. I think it's the Latin VFR scenery. There's someone else on VATSIM here at the moment that's just landed in a Ryanair 737 and taxied off the wrong way, but that is pretty much it, I think, in terms of aircraft that are on the ground here at Barca. It's pretty decent scenery, to be fair, considering it costs less than 10 quid. There's another Ryanair 737 over there, actually. Anyway, this is us, Echo India, Delta Charlie Oscar, Ryanair 7541 today. You've just added one onto the flight number from last time, and we're going to be going back to Milan Malpensa. I did actually end up getting some free scenery for Malpensa and some GSX profiles, so hopefully we'll be able to have a lovely flight today. I'm using my checklists, I'm on VATSIM as well, and we're going to be trying to make the most of this and get back as quickly as possible. I've put myself under a bit of pressure because I've got a broadcast tonight and I want to get this flight done before then, so I've sort of given it that Ryanair mentality of get there when we can. So, we're going to go through everything that we need to bit by bit. I just need to get the QNH on here, which is 1015 at present. I'm going to pop that on my little scratch pad thing on here, and as far as I know, that is it for now. So let's crack on, shall we? Let's go through the checklist, which is on here. We're going to start by going up top. So we've got the parking brake and everything set. The emergency power is on. We have, standby power, not battery. Standby power, not emergency power. Left centre fuel pump. We're not going to need that today, I don't think. So we're just going to put the left aft fuel pump on, and we're going to start the APU. While we get the APU on, we're actually going to get passengers on as well. We're going to get GSX to operate the jetway. It doesn't perfectly match up here at Barcelona, I've seen in the reviews, so it may not look perfect. It is on its way over now, though, and then we will ask them to start boarding passengers. I have also asked it to not ask me to board crew. I've just realised as well we may not hear the voices for this when it says boarding requested. Still, we have APU ready, so we'll put the APU gens on. All is good there. We're going to put our position lights on steady, which they absolutely are. Logo light is required. I love a logo light, so we're going to put them on. Cabin lights, emergency exit lights, guards closed, and we're then going to put the chime on, and we're going to put the fasten seatbelt signs on. Request for ground power, no. Boarding requested, so you might have heard that. I hope you did, because I don't think that it came through on the previous video, but I have changed the sound output for that, so it should come through and you should hear that. Anyway, that's a very minor thing. Packs to auto or high, we're going to just put them on auto at the moment. IRS mode selectors to nav, we're going to pop them up here. And then as far as I know, it's time to program the FMC. In the previous one, I asked how we got the right amount of fuel in, and it was in FS actions and then fuel. I need to make sure that we've got the right fuel in. We'll do that in a second, but let's just check what it'll be first. Total fuel, block fuel 6740, so we're going to go for 6.8 on the block fuel today. Still, let's get into it and get the FMC, position initialization, pop that in there, go to route, flight plan request, there it is from SimBrief. LEBL to LIMC, select route, flight plan request, sound. This is how it's going to look. We're going to go up the coast in towards LIMC. Not got an arrival put in just yet. I need to also check actually who is online, whether we do have any ATC or not. I doubt we do. Don't normally at this sort of time. Is that not updating? Oh, there we go. Oh, we do. Or are we just outside of it? Oh, we're just outside of it here actually. We're outside of Barcelona West control. We're going to LIMC, which does not have any controllers on, so we should be ATC free all the way up, but obviously we have to be on Unicom anyway to tell people what we're doing. I'm going to put that in now actually as well. I'm going to put us on Unicom straight away just so we can hear what's going on around us. So that'll hopefully come through. Okay, back to the FMC, that's where we want to be. So we want to activate the plan, execute that. We want to do the perf init. We'll do perf init request because that's something I always forget about. It's very, very easy to just pop these in, and it does a lot for you where I've previously got stuff wrong, so that should help us. Okay, perf init is ready. All good. N1 limit. We're going to go flaps 10 for takeoff as I did the other day. Perf init uplink is good. We should be able to get RV speeds, but I think maybe is there something else that we need to... so we need to do... Oh, execute it. There we go. N1 limit. Take off. Oh yeah, we need to know the departure. It's the Aegon 4R departure for runway 6 right here at Barcelona. And then when we go to our departures and arrivals, we'll figure out our arrival into LIMC actually. Let's see which ones we can use. So we could go Devo 3H. That doesn't look right to me because there's LIMC. Well, we're going to go up there. That one, please. Oh, right, yeah, we're going to be changing direction, aren't we? We're going to be going in the opposite direction. Let's go for Devo 3 Hotel then in that case, because then we're going to go around and then in. So go Devo 3 Hotel. We'll add that to the plan. It says it's RNAV. There's no ILS on runway 17 right. That's frustrating, isn't it? Yeah, we'll get that in. That'll be fine. RNAV Yankee 17 right. And what was it? Devo 3 Hotel. That should be alright. So then if we go to this, yes, we can get our V-speeds in. That's all fine and dandy. So our planned fuel is going to be, what did I say, 6.8. Let's just make sure... Yeah, 6.8 we're going to go for on the fuel. So 6.8 in there. And then what you do is you go to FS Actions, Fuel, and then you put 6,800 in, and then boom. And then it sorts the aircraft out. Then you've got to go to do your V-speeds again. 139, 141, 150 now instead. Right, cool. Flight level 350 today. I originally wrote down 360, so that's going to be something a little bit different for us. And our squawk is going to just be 2000. Now we have passengers boarding them. We need to go to transponder set, which I've done. IAS max speed, we're going to go to 245, just because it's safer than being at 250. Just to make sure it's lower than 250. That is done. Then it's going to be heading takeoff runway at 06 today, so it's 060. We then want our initial altitude, so we need to look at the charts and we need to figure out the departure height that we want to go to. It looks like it's above... Ooh, we're going to go to Agena, which is flight level 160, so we're going to be above that as we head out above 4,000, above 160. Okay, so it's quite high actually. We're going to do 160. And then once we get to Agena, that's when we're going to climb up to cruise at 35,000 feet. Yaw damper and window heat on. They are up here. Yaw damper is there. Window heat is all these four sausages. That's fine. Flight altitude set, which is going to be 350. And then landing altitude, I just tend to put it on 100 anyway, just so there's a little bit of pressurization. Flight directors on, then LNAV and VNAV. So flight director on, come on, then VNAV, LNAV. Okay, cool. They're lighting up green, which means they've got at least something to follow. Minimums ref, again, I don't quite get why you'd want to do minimums at this point. We just want to do the altimeter ref, which we're going to put into HPA, and then it's 1015, I think it was. Yeah, 1015 on the QNH today. That's just changed down there. Auto brake to RTO. Comms radio set, that's on 122.8, and doors are closed. Okay, so that's before pushback, and as far as I know, we're all ready to go. We just need to wait for boarding to complete. And that bing means that boarding is complete, so we can get ready to push the aircraft back now. So before start checklist, we need auto throttle to be armed. We can pop that on our little controls down here. Left, right and centre fuel pumps can be on. We don't need centres because we will not have any fuel in the middle tanks. We've got 6.8 today. We then want to have our hydraulics pumps on, and we want our collision light on, our anti-collision light anyway, which goes on up there. I think that's pretty much all good to go. We then need to make sure parking brake is set, which it is. Ground equipment is removed and the engine area is clear, so we will now request pushback from GSX. The jetway will make its way away from us. This guy will be ready to go. Jose. Yep, thank you very much, mate. Not sure if you heard that, so I'm sorry if you didn't, but he's just said he's ready for pushback. Okay, so push is underway, so we get to our starting list now. So what we're going to do is put the first engine into ground. We're going to put the APU bleed on. We're going to turn the packs off, and then we're going to go down here to the right hand side, and we're going to introduce some fuel to said engine. Tell you what, that rudder does some funky stuff, doesn't it? So we'll wait for that engine to start up, and then what we're going to do is change the switch up here for the second engine to be on ground. I just want to make sure that's all ready to go first. Yep, looks clean to me. So we'll go to ground, back down here, and then fuel. Okay, let's just check our taxi, because we're going to be going on 06 right. Or is it 06 left? 06 right. We need to make sure that we get our taxi correct. Right, so we need to go on to... Oh, he's pushed us back a bit of a pain here. So we'll go on to this one. What's that? Oh my goodness. Bravo, Delta, Kilo. And we'll go to holding point Kilo 10. Okay, so before taxi checklist, we need generators 1 and 2. Change those over. We need to go to probe heat up here. Wing and engine anti-ice, that's fine. Packs down to auto again. Turn the APU bleed off. Turn the APU off. We want to put our taxi light on. Engine start switches back to continuous. Flaps as required. We're going to go 2 notches on my controls here. Elevator trim set for takeoff. We need to quickly go into that as well. So that's going to be init ref, and it's going to be in the next page, is it? No, it's in N1 limit, I think. Takeoff, there we go. Center of gravity. 4.83 on the trim. So we don't need to go too far down on it. We'll go to about there. Flight controls all good. Lower display unit off, which is this one. Come on. Come on, Chaz. That one. Alright, it says verify takeoff speeds. We need to do that, and yep, we've done those. That's all good. Okay. So, anyone around us that we need to worry about? No, we'll just say it how it is, though. Let's make sure we're transmitting. We'll put it on VPilot. We're on 121.705 apparently at the moment, which is why we can't hear anybody. I thought I put us on 122.8. Okay. Well, we're on it now. Barcelona traffic, Ryanair 7541, taxiing runway 06 right via Bravo, Delta, Kilo. Let's get going, shall we? So we're going to take a right here. We're all the way up here. We're going to take a right here onto Bravo, Delta all the way down, and then Kilo on the right. So we've got 2 runways to cross. But we want to go onto this taxiway here. It's quite the taxi, unfortunately. Hopefully there will be a little bit of traffic around though, because it's been absolutely dead. Now there's a bit of a benefit of planning the flights you want to do in advance is knowing what airports you're going to go to and from, but obviously it could be a time when there's no ATC online whatsoever. I think it might tell us if we need to speak to Barcelona Centre. I don't know if we need to or not though. So is this Delta on our right? Well, we're going right. There's a bit of traffic. Vueling landing. Which tells me that really I should probably speak to Barcelona Centre, but it looked like we were just outside of their zone. Barcelona traffic, Ryanair 7541, crossing runway 06 left. Nobody on approach by the look of it, so we should be all good. We'll speed it up though. We're only doing 10 knots currently. It really does take its time to speed up, does this thing? There's the runway. Barcelona traffic, Ryanair 7541, clear of runway 06 left. So we're going to be going all the way down to Delta. All the way down Delta, across runway 02, then right onto Kilo. 30 knots taxi speed. We are really Ryanair flying. Okay, before takeoff checklist, we can do some of that now. We can go to reset, then rate. on the fuel, flight and engine instruments, VR, V1, V2. Yeah, then it's just landing lights and strobe lights that we need to do once we get onto the runway, basically. Slow it down a little bit here, give it a dab of the brakes. Big dab of the brakes. There's an aircraft taxiing out in front of us as well, actually, up there. No livery on that, seemingly. There's the A320 departing. A320neo. Quite an early rotation, that. They've done well there. Landing lights and strobe lights and runway turn-offs can all come on when we get onto the runway. Transponder needs to go to TA and RA. I'm going to do that now, in all fairness, because it's just that little switch there. And then we have TFC, which we push on here. Do that in advance. And then you click clock and then crank it. I'm not going to touch this little button today, the simple and METAR weather thing, because that absolutely ruined my flight last time. That was holding point kilo 10 just there, so I'm just going to go straight past it. And we're going to go right to the end here. Barcelona traffic, Ryanair 7541, lining up runway 06 right. Arrivals are on 06 left, so that is all good. We don't need to worry about them. Let's get landing lights on, runway turn-offs on. We can get the strobe lights on as well. Get turned onto there. Traffic is on, or TFC, whatever it stands for. And we'll do a Ryanair style takeoff here, everybody. We're going to start spooling up the power now. No mucking about. We're going to hit clock. Let that spool come up. And let's crack on. Barcelona traffic, Ryanair 7541, departing runway 06 right, Barcelona traffic. Steaming down the runway. It's very dark concrete here. Lines aren't straight. V1, rotate. Solid rotation. Up to about 10 degrees, gears coming up. A little bit above the rotation that we need. That's okay. We'll just fly to the flight director now. There's a little purple cross on the screen. VNAV has picked up the speed restriction. Go up a notch on the flaps already. Chasing that flight director. Moving around quite a bit. Very manual flying experience, the 737. Okay, it's managing the N1 at the moment. Dip the nose down. You can hear the trim wheel going crazy as it re-trims the aircraft to be as level as possible. Still climbing up at 5 degrees. Not at a speed yet where we put flaps all the way up. I'm still on 1 notch here on my right hand side on my controls. He's just banked to the left slightly. You can see the little flashing lights in front, which was the A320 that departed before us. Barcelona traffic, Ryanair 7541, going through 3,000 feet. I'm going to put the autopilot on at this stage now. And I just need to be on hand to bring the flaps up shortly when I do. But yeah, tidy departure that. Nice and straightforward, straight out of Barcelona. No mucking about. And there we are then. We are now climbing up to 16,000 feet. We've got an aircraft in front of us that is 1,000 feet above us. But yeah, I'm happy with that. Really happy with that. We're at 7,500 now, so we're going to go to standard pressure on the barometrics. Yeah, awesome. So after takeoff checklist, positive rate of climb, the gear came up. We've got our auto brake off as of right now. Engine start switches need to go back into the off position, which is the central position there. We're going to put the panel lighting up on that just so I can see a little bit better. Gear lever needs to go down to the off position, which is in the middle. There it is. The runway turn-off lights need to come off. Bring the taxi light off as well, actually, to be fair. I should have maybe done that a little bit earlier. And we're going to be going through 10,000 feet shortly, so we'll just turn the landing lights off now. Passenger signs can come off as well, the seatbelt signs. And that is it for the after takeoff checklist. So we need to just make sure that we keep an eye on everything now while we go up to our cruise altitude. And then, yeah, we need to start planning for our descent a little bit later on our way into Milan. I love that sort of wingtip camera that we've got. I really like that. I think it's really cool. We're going to just crank this all the way up to 36,000, by the way. We're just going to go all the way up. Sorry, 35,000 is our cruise altitude today. Whoa, another big steep turn to the left-hand side. So let's have a look on our fly pad. We've got a bit of a wiggly departure on our way out of here. But as you can see, straight up the coast we go. I did try and move the map, but no. And then when we get to the other end then, we have quite a wiggly arrival as well, don't we? So what I might do, based on the wiggliness of it, we could get to Devox. It wants us to go to Ulcor. What's that all about? Let's just check this on the plan. Let's go on the legs. Yeah, it wants... Let's move Devox to where Ulcor is. Actually, let's move it to there. So then if we go on plan now, move this to plan, go to 40 miles. Yeah, there you can see, look. We have... Oh, is Devox not on there? VATSIM ABM. Oh yeah, you have to step it, don't you? You have to do step. Yeah. Then we get into that pattern. And then we're going to go all the way down and then around. So Vafra... Yes, Vafra is next. We need to do MC742. There. There, look, it turns us in and then in. So we sort of fly over the airfield. What we could maybe do is go MC568. Let me just go back on that. C568 here. We could just ignore all this and go straight up from there. So we could go 568 straight up to, what's it called? Vafed or something. Vafra. Or maybe Cupby. Cupby. Cupba. I don't know what it'd be called. But yeah, we could maybe do that, just to save a little bit of time, dependent on the descent, really. We're not going to have anybody online at LIMC, though, are we? Oh, there's Atis at Malpensa. He's been on for 6 minutes, so we'll keep an eye on that and see whether we get anybody. There is us, Ryanair 7541. The aircraft that just went before us is going to Rome Fiumicino. Up all the way to 35,000 feet we go now. We've blown past the speed at... What was I saying? We've blown past the altitude, I should say, at 16,000 that we had just before. So now it's time to, as they say in Ryanair, sit back, relax and enjoy the flight. What I want to do at this point is choose what stand we're going to go to when we get there, and I know that Ryanair tend to use a lot of these remote stands here. Whenever I've flown from Malpensa, I've sort of always gone from one of these remote ones, so maybe I'm thinking 451 or 452. Let's go... Well, we're Ryanair 7541. Let's go stand 451, shall we? And when we land, we're going to be on runway 17 right, so it's going to be a nice simple taxi. I have decided as well we're going to get rid of MC568 and go... sorry, after MC568, which is the waypoint... Where is it? Here. This one. We're going to go up and go straight to Cup B. So we're going to get the next page, we're going to go Cup B, and we're going to put that F after MC568. So there. So you can see how that path makes it go up there now, like that. Cuts out all of this, and we'll go up to Cup B. Fingers crossed we don't get told to do anything different. But we're going to cut that corner a little bit, save ourselves some time. I still don't think there's anybody online down at LIMC. No, it's just ATIS at the moment. So it's a nice chilled Sunday afternoon here. We're way out in the open, pretty much on our own at the moment. It says no flight plan. It's nice, isn't it? Oh, I didn't file it on the network. Let's see if it'll let me do it now. Whoops. I think because I was in such a rush, I forgot. Let's see if it updates. Is that a refresh button? Yeah. No, it still says no flight plan. Whoops. I'm a very naughty boy. Anyway, looking at the progress until we get to top of descent. We need to go to descent. Top of descent is 130 nautical miles left. 16:52 Zulu. This is Zulu time as well, so that's what, in about 16 minutes we're going to get to top of descent. So we'll start getting some forecasted weather and stuff very soon, but for now we'll enjoy a few more beauty shots. We'll get the descent winds requested. Not quite sure where it pulls that from, to be fair, but still, we'll get the QNH 1019er in at some point soon. Wait for those winds to come through. It'll just say load in a second, and there you go. Load the uplink. Cool. So that has been requested. So we've got the winds all the way down, 44 knots at flight level 250. We've got 30 knot tailwind at the moment, a direct tailwind. So we are absolutely hauling, which is really good news. We're doing Mach 0.77, as it says on there. That is the best news. What we then want to do is go and look at the charts, and we want to plan in our arrival. So let's not forget we're going this way now, so it's a much shorter arrival, so to speak. We need to be below 10,000 there. We need to be above 4,500 at Vafra, so that's what I'm going to aim for. So I'm going to go up here and change this to 4,500. It won't start descending until it gets to the top of descent. I've just got to have 4,500 basically plumbed in there, ready to go. It's a lot of scrolling, too much scrolling. What else needs to be done? I tell you what, why don't we actually look at the checklist? ATIS and airport information check. So this is before top of descent checklist, basically. I want to make sure, where on God's earth do I put in that the airport is going to be at 1019er? Because in the Airbus, obviously, you put in the details there and then. I'm not sure if you do it here or not. Still, where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Altimeter check. Reset MCP altitude. We've done that. FMC approach speed ref. So we should have our V speeds for when we land somewhere. But again, this is what I mean. How do I? Oh, so sorry, these are the VREF speeds. So 158 knots at flaps 15, 143 knots at flaps 40, which I think is flaps full. Yeah, flaps full is flaps 40. So we'll do that. We'll go flaps full on this landing. Localizer frequency set. So what is the localizer frequency? Will we have one on our nav? Is that how it works? ATIS arrival. None of these. We intercept at 3,000, or we sort of join it at 3,000. The minimums are massive. So we're in a Cat C aircraft, 1,067 I think Drew said it was. Either way, minimums will be 1,067, that's what I'm going to go for. There is no localizer to map into, is there? Something on here? I don't think there's anything to receive there, it just says RNAV, doesn't it? So we'll follow what we can. I'm a bit scared now because I'm worried that there's no ILS and I'm not going to have a very good landing because I'm awful at flying. So I'm going to get the course of the runway set up because I think that's still something to do with it. We're going to be on runway 17 right, so it's going to be 170 degrees. And then, as far as I know, it's still, from what I remember, I've seen someone do an RNAV approach before. You do go onto the localizer and it sort of just follows the waypoints basically. You just have to click approach. It's similar to an ILS. So rather than it be like a radio beam or something from the ILS up to the aircraft to say, come here, it's just the aircraft saying, right, this is where I am relative to the airport. Like, rather than the airport telling you where to go, the aircraft's telling itself. It's like, right, I know I'm here, the airport's there, we need to get between here and there. That's how I sort of understand it anyway. I'm probably wrong, and this is probably going to go to pot, but we're going to give it a English words. How do we add the sort of data? Ah, there you go, okay. So, yeah, 4,500, 2,800, 2,200. So if I tell it to go to 2,200, that's where we're going to intercept whatever the hell it is now. I know this is probably upsetting a lot of people, but again, I've gone for an RNAV here and not realised that not thought about the fact that I'm not going to be able to do RNAV. We're just going over Monaco right now. You could see Nice Airport a moment ago, which was lovely, wasn't it? Fantastic to see that from up there. I quite like flying into Nice. I'd do it again at some point. I want to get scenery for there as well. Do enjoy that airport. It's a really unique looking place. I'm going to go for another little right hand turn here as we bank over to the right hand side, and we'll continue on our way up to Milan. Okay, we've started our descent now, and we're going to go all the way down to 2,200 feet as I've told it, which is great news. The aircraft just starts automatically descending. Got a beautiful view over to the left-hand side. It looks absolutely mega, doesn't it? Really is pretty. I'm a bit nervous about this landing still, but yeah, this is a fantastic, fantastic approach we're going to be flying now. According to this, we've probably got less than... Ooh, what's that? 7:21. So we've got about less than half an hour now until we're in, but the descent has begun, and we've got the sort of final stages to go here. Like you can see, we're going to just go past Genoa up to the left. We're going to cut out that big zigzaggy bit, and then we're just going to glide our way into Milan. What we do need to do actually is pop in those minimums, don't we? I think it was 1067. So we're going to go to HPA and we're going to put in the minimums. 1067, man. Wow, that's a lot of scrolling to do. It's down here on this little green number. I'm going to be scrolling till the cows come home, mate. 1067. That's crazy Barrow minimums, that. Okay, they're in. That's nuts. 303 radio. Could have just gone to that, might be a bit easier, but still. We're going to go for... Let's go to init ref. We're going to go for that. Oh, hello. Who's this? Please contact 126750. Okay, so we've got contact. I don't get it. Is there someone online there? Approach, this is Ryanair 7541 with you, flight level 170. Wait, are we not on the right frequency? 126750. Oh, I'm on 760.
4061, clear to destination, it kept 7 Alpha, transition back on band 5 X-ray, initial climb 5,000 feet, squawk 5406.
Wait for them to do a read back. Approach, this is Ryanair 7541 with you, flight level 160.
Aaron 013, are you in frequency, sir? Postman 465, taxi Juliet, left on Whiskey, right on Zulu, hold short 35 left.
Might be in trouble here. So I might have to do that full approach.
Papa Hotel Kilo India Lima, radar contact, climb, flight level 210.
Flying 210, Papa India Lima.
Ryanair 7541, Milan, no, Charles, Squawk 1000.
Squawk 1000, Ryanair 7541.
Ryanair 7541, can you confirm me what arrival you're doing?
Yep, hoping to go on the Devo 3 hotel arrival for Arnav 17 right.
You're going to 17 right?
Apparently so. It says 17 right on SimBrief, or it did when I took off.
Ryanair 7541, the 80 is information Charlie, expect ILS Zulu 35 right, Devo 3 Echo arrival.
Devo 3 Echo arrival. I'll get that plumbed in now. Thank you very much, Ryanair 7541. Oh no. So what's that? Devo 3 Echo.
Lima Kilo, clear to run 28, the wind 250
What runway are we on then? Approach just to confirm, this is Ryanair 7541. Is that ILS Yankee for 35 right or Zulu, sorry?
35 left, traffic. Taxiing left on Whiskey, right on Zulu.
This has changed. This has changed things.
465 correct and squawk 5410 please.
So we need to now change our
5410, 465.
our new charts for the ILS. We're going to be intercepting it at 4,000.
Ryanair 7541, descend to 5000 feet, QNH 1019er.
QNH 1019er, descend to 5,000 feet, Ryanair 7541. Could you just confirm for us, is that ILS Yankee or Zulu for 35 right, please?
ILS Zulu 35 right.
ILS Zulu 35 right, thank you very much, Ryanair 7541. Okay, cool. This has got good. So, Devo 3 Echo, descend 5,000. I can't write quickly enough. So, let's just make sure I've got that. So, I've changed that. I want departures and arrival.
Papa Hotel Kilo India Lima, radar service.
Devo 3 Echo, ILS Zulu, descending to 5,000. Awesome.
Right.
891 on that. We want QNH 1019er. So we want to come out of standard and we want to go 1019er.
Ryanair 7541, turn right direct to Mike Charlie 425.
Mike Charlie 425, Ryanair 7541. Did you say 425? Apologies, approach. Was that 425? Sorry, Mike Charlie 425?
Mike Charlie 425, correct.
Thank you very much, Ryanair 7541. So we want to go there. There. Where's the plan? Come on, sort this out, Chaz. Okay, cool.
Ryanair 7 Lima Kilo, vacate on Delta, taxi Tango, stand 209.
Come on, are you doing it? Are you doing it, plane? LNAV that way. There we go. Okay, cool. Ugh, scared me. Todd Cool. Get that in there, execute that.
266 on the
Cool.
Rebix 3 Go arrival.
Suddenly got busy, but this is cool. This is what I want. I love approaches like this.
7.
So we're going to go stand 451, but we're not going to be on 17 right. We're going to be on 35 right. I'm just updating this on my scratch pad here. So we want to change the course on this to 350. It'll say the course on here actually, won't it?
Milano,
Final approach course 346.
We are out of 5,000 approaching 1,000.
Postman 465.
Intercept it at 4,000.
Radar contact, line flight level 200. When able, squawk 5410, please.
Once again, Postman 465.
Postman 465, radar
Postman's been a
contact,
nightmare.
line flight level 200. When able, squawk 5410.
What is our progress then? What's our time to arrive? 17:24 Zulu, so that's fine. This is why I go on VATSIM.
Ryanair 7541, descend to 4,000 feet, base turn in 3 miles.
Descend 4,000 feet, Ryanair 7541. We are close, everybody. We are closer than I think, probably. Okay, so what we want to do is look at our approach checklist, altimeter check. We've got that sorted. Localizer frequency. We do need to get on the localizer now, actually. We will have a thing for that, won't we? Localizer MLP 109.9er. So that is 109. There we go, 109.9er. It says there, but I'm not sure why it's crossed out. I think it's just because it's not available to be locked in yet. Okay, we're doing a turn, which is good news. Next up, we need to go the course, which we've done, 346. Approach, we need to arm. Glide slope is then going to get ready for us. That's just come up on here in tiny little white letters, glide slope. Dead good news. Flaps, we want 15, but not yet. We're up on the flaps at the moment.
Ryanair 7541, turn right heading, correction, left heading 010 degrees, clear I left 35 right, here for established.
Turn left at 010 degrees, and yeah, cleared on the ILS. Thank you very much, Ryanair 7541. Okay, so 010. Established, so it's picked it up. Awesome. Runway in sight, everybody. Runway in sight. Ryanair 7541 is established, runway in sight.
Ryanair 7541, clear to land 35 right, wind 250 at 5.
Clear to land 35 right, thanks very much, Ryanair 7541. I like this game a lot. Okay, so gear is going to come down now. We really need to drill the speed back, to be honest with you. We need to somehow arm the speed brake. That's all armed. Speed brake arm. Second autopilot arm when ILS is established. That's fine. We've got that there. Autopilot and auto thrust. Let's get some flaps down, shall we? And let's bring some gear down as well. Probably a bit fast for gear. We're at 4,700 though. But is that okay? Are we going to intercept it? Is that what that diamond is? Approach VREF not selected. How do we do that? Oh, there we go. There we go, the diamond's going purple now.
4137 Bravo, descend to flight level 80.
Okay, flaps are gradually coming down now, everybody.
Flight level 80.
Aircraft has got us coming in. Let's see. Gear never came down. It's honking at me because I'm a little bit above speed. We want to be doing 142 knots now, so we're going to bring that right down. We've never put our landing lights on, did we? And I think we didn't even turn the seatbelt signs back on. Cool. It's fine, we'll get there. Okay. We need to get everything ready, so I think we're all good actually. We just want to get our reversers on when we get there. We are descending nice and tidy now. We're at 3,400 feet, but like I say, the minimums are like 900, so actually the ground level is basically 891 feet. So it's been a mighty busy and mighty exciting final bit. A little bit scrappy on my part, but again, this is still an aircraft that I'm learning. I've not flown the 737 that much, but thank God we got an ILS approach in the end as well, and I didn't make a tit of myself. Flaps going full. Flaps are at 40 degrees, everyone. Speed brake is armed.
2,500.
Thank you. There we go, the speed's coming down now. The aircraft's nosediving a little bit.
4137 Bravo, descend 4,000 feet, unrestricted.
Any moment now, I'm going to take the... Once we get to 1,800, I'm going to take the auto throttle off. Sorry, I'm not going to take the auto throttle off. I'm going to... actually, yeah, you know what, I will. I'm going to take the autopilot off as well. Once that number down there says 1,800, and then we'll land the puppy. Okay, auto throttle's coming off. Autopilot is off. really concentrating now, so I'm not going to be talking much. A little bit to the right. Trying to keep the speed where it is.
1,000.
Cheers. Approaching minimums. We'll get that in a second. Any second now. We're a little bit high, according to the flight director. Speed's crept up a little bit. Now we're a little bit to the left. Moving around a bit. The winds are very, very light. Love the sounds of this aircraft. A little bit low now. Okay, now I'm just visual out the front.
400.
6 knot crosswind, that's easy.
300. Approaching minimums.
Are we? Is it?
Minimums.
Continue. Feeling good.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Oh, Ryanair, eat your heart out. Bringing up the reverses. God, this thing stops.
Buongiorno, this is with Malta 1 November, descending through 290.
God, this thing
With
stops.
Malta 1 November, squawk 5401.
Let's clean up. Get flaps all the way up, shall we?
5401 on the squawk code with Malta 1 November.
We didn't have any auto brake on or anything. Welcome to Milan, everybody.
Well, with Malta 1 November,
Super pleased I am. Feel like I've sort of got this aircraft figured out now.
150, 35 right,
Delta,
and
we've vacated out.
3FO with Malta 1 November.
Ryanair 7541, welcome to Malpensa, taxi Delta, cross 35 left.
Taxi Delta across 35 left. Ryanair 7541. So Delta across 35 left. Cool.
Bosman 37 Bravo, right direct to Himmler.
I hope you enjoyed that, because I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. We made really good time. Still flew a decent approach. Mega. This is the free scenery for Milan, by the way. The ground's a little bit shiny, but this is free scenery that I got off Flight Sim TO. I don't think there's much of a GSX profile for it, but we'll choose our gate. Well, I think we were going to go stand, what was it, 451 I was going to go for, so let's see if we can do that.
Iberia 32 Kilo Papa, you just departed without clearance, and I have no flag plan for you, sir.
Oh, nice. Do it again. Let's go gate 502. We're going to carry on across here, and then 502 is in there. We'll go 503.
Iberia 32 Kilo Papa.
Squawk 5413.
503? Yeah, there we go. Lovely scenes as well, actually, here. The lighting's gorgeous, isn't it, at the moment? Okay, so after landing checklist, we want our transponder off. We want the flaps retracted, which they have been. Speed brakes down. Landing lights off. Strobe light needs to come off.
Ryanair 7541, taxi stand of choice via Yankee.
Standard choice via Yankee. Thanks very much. Ryanair 7541.
Iberia 32 Kilo Papa.
I'm going to go on 503, which is over yonder. Taxi lights are on. APU, to be fair, we can start. We're going in here. There's 504, and then 503 is just going to be on the left. We're going to dab our brakes. Turn the taxi light off so we don't blind the sod. I always forget about that. APU coming on? Yeah, APU is coming on. Oh, pretty much straight up on that line. Ooh, we're a little bit left.
137 Bravo, clear to land 35 right, the wind 250 at 5.
35 right, clear to land, plus 137 Bravo.
Let's get that right in the middle. Sorry, I've probably got my angry concentration face on a little bit here, everyone. And stop. That'll do. Parking brake is coming on. Let's just check all of this stuff, shall we? Probe heat and engine start switches need to go to the off position. They are. I forgot to change those on the way in. We'll do the probe heat and stuff. That can come off up here. They're all absolutely fine. Auto brake is off. I never had that on anyway. Runway turn off lights off. I didn't have them on anyway. Taxi lights off. We've already done that. Parking brake set. Engine fuel control levers off. That's going to be the first thing to go. Let's make sure we've got the APU gen on, actually. Can we just switch over to those? Smashing news. Okay, let's turn engines 1 and 2 off.
Scanner 6773, we want to put in our flat transfer.
Roger.
Okay, passenger seatbelt signs off. We'll get the APU bleed air on. Come on. There we go, flipping heck. Anti-collision light can come off at this point. Fuel pumps all come off, except for the APU one. And anti-ice off, hydraulic pumps off. Isolation valve goes to open, it already is. Flight directors off, electrical power can be established, but don't need to worry about that. Awesome. I'm happy with that, everybody. That was really, really awesome flight, that. Very, very enjoyable. We'll say thanks to ATC. Approach, this is Ryanair 7541, just signing off. Just wanted to say thanks for the ATC. Have a good evening.
You too, good evening.
And welcome to Milan, everybody. Really, really enjoyable flight, that. That turned out to be absolutely fantastic in the end with the ATC. That was a lovely surprise. Didn't think I was going to get any of that on the way down there. So, yeah, really, really chuffed with that. It was great to have a successful, enjoyable flight after how annoying the last episode was. I still hope you enjoyed said episode, by the way, because I mean, if you're like me, it's all the startup procedures and all the landing procedures that are good. The bit in the middle is not the most interesting bit. So, yeah, really, really enjoyed myself once again today. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. I've got to shoot off now because I've got a broadcast very shortly. But thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next episode.